Like this show and want to make your own? Let me tell you about Anchor. It's free. There's creation tools that allow you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or computer. Now you can even add any song from Spotify directly to your episode. The possibilities are endless for what you can create, whether it's music analysis, your own radio show, or something the world's never heard before. Anchor will distribute your podcast for you so it can be heard on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and many more. You can make money from your podcast with no minimum listenership. It's everything you need to make a podcast in one place. Download the free app or go to anchor.fm to get started. Hello, you're listening to Got Clutter, Get Organized, a podcast that focuses on helping you create space to attract more money, love, and happiness in your life. I am your host, Janet M. Taylor, and I want to say hello if you're a regular listener, and welcome if you're listening for the very first time. I hope you are having a great week. If you enjoy listening to this podcast, please leave a review so I can continue bringing you episodes each and every week. In this episode, I will be interviewing Kate Evans of Soulful Space, and she will be sharing a few strategies to simplify our daily organization routines. I will also be sharing my product suggestion, app suggestion, repurpose suggestion, and book suggestion for this week. And my question for you this week is, what area of your home do you want to get organized before the new year? Did you know that the average American home has over 300,000 items, according to the LA Times? And if you think about it, it's if you count every shoe, earring, spoon, knife, fork, pencil, pen, everything. Which is why I wanted to have a conversation with Kate Evans, and she is the owner of Soulful Space, a virtual life coaching and decluttering company. Kate helps overwhelmed women declutter their homes and lives. She has worked in the field of psychology since 2004, is an RYT 200 certified yoga teacher, is a member of the National Association of Productivity and Organization, and is currently working on a book bringing self-help and decluttering together for lasting change. And so I want you to get a pen, get a pencil, get your tablet, and sit back and hear my conversation with Kate Evans. Well, listeners, I am so excited because, as you know, it's the holiday season. We're approaching it and we're thinking about our space and just how we're going to spend more time in our space, but possibly invite other people in our space, which is why I wanted to reach out to Kate Evans of Soulful Space. Doesn't that name just kind of relax you? And just kind of talk to us about ways we can really make our space more pleasant, more peaceful, more calm, and less stressful. So, Kate, thank you so much for joining.
Oh, thank you so much, Janet. I am just thrilled to be here. This is awesome.
So, Kate, how did you get started with Soulful Space?
Well, so it's kind of a funny story, maybe a long story. I'm not sure. I've been a therapist for almost 20 years, and I had a private practice, and it was a great practice. But I always knew that I wanted to do life coaching because life coaching is very solution focused, strengths focused. And unfortunately, in therapy, we're really trained to look for what's wrong with somebody. And I don't really like that. And I've worked my entire career on empowering women. And so, how do you empower women if you're not focused on strengths, focused on moving forward, creating solutions, not being a victim? So, that's where my mind came from. And then I did a lot of my own work, my own therapist. I became a yoga teacher, like a whole bunch of stuff. And when I went through all of that, I got to a great place, but something was missing. And I figured out that it was my house. And because I've been a slob my entire life. And I say that kind of a little tongue in cheek, but not so much. I just didn't have the skills to care for my home. And then I got into this frenzy, and over about 2.5 to 3 months, I decluttered my entire house. And then there was this day where I stood in my kitchen, because when you declutter your whole house, you come up with routines to keep it that way. And I stood in my kitchen one morning after having put all the dishes away and wiped down the counters. And I stepped back and I saw this, like, this open space, clean, peaceful. And I just took a deep sigh of relief. And I realized that taking care of my home was self-care. And bang, I had to share this with every other woman out there who has been overwhelmed, felt stuck. And so Soulful Space was born from that.
And it's amazing how you said when you just cleared the space, it just gave you a whole new perspective.
Mhm.
So, what are some of the things, clutter really causes stress? And, one of the things I try to share with people when they're thinking about, oh, I want to get my entire house organized. And I've said, well, sometimes we need to just focus maybe, and I see their bedroom. I said, sometimes can you focus on that first? Because I have a belief that when you really focus on that bedroom, that place where the first place you're at in the morning, the last place, you really, it's that energy. So, and what you've done with clients, what are some of the things that really kind of cause the clutter, the stress, like that combination?
Well, first of all, I just want to kind of piggyback on the bedroom. I will tell you that my bedroom is my favorite room in the house because it has the least amount of stuff in it. And if you follow Feng Shui tells us to have as little in our bedrooms as possible. And so my bedroom is just clear. It's light colors. I make my bed every morning. I put my 7 decorative pillows together, and I just love that room. And it's the place I start the day. It's the place I end the day. But to answer your question, if your home is in chaos, your mind is in chaos. I mean, it kind of is just as simple as that. Like if you can't find something, you might end up running late. If things aren't where you thought they'd be, you might get angry at somebody else in the house because you think they moved it. Maybe you moved it. Maybe no one moved it. But feelings start to come up. Stress rises. Helplessness kicks in. Hopelessness kicks in. And then you get to this place where you don't love your home. You don't love your space. You're not loving yourself. And then maybe you even stop having friends and family over. You noted that the holidays are coming and that we're going to want people to be able to come into our spaces. We want to feel good. We don't want to be stressed about, oh my gosh, did they see that clutter over there? Did they open that closet that I shoved everything into? You just end up feeling worse and worse about yourself when your home is cluttered. And to take care of yourself, like I was saying, that self-care is to take care of that space, and it will reduce your stress. I swear to goodness.
And it does because I mean, my bedroom is the same way. It's like light colors. I love it when the sun comes in the
Mm,
morning. Last year I just, one of those days I just wasn't feeling well, and it felt good to just be able to just stay in the bed and feel like I was healing my body, healing my mind, and not distracted and just enjoying what was around me. So, yes, getting
mhm.
that bedroom organized. So, Kate, what are some, I know I've seen you share like a few simple daily organizing tips. Can you share a few with the listeners so they can help them not only this holiday season, but throughout the coming year?
Of course, of course. Well, so it's going to come down to clear, realistic routines. That is what you have to remember, is that your routines have to be very clear to you. As in, if you can write it down, then it's clear. If you can't write it down, then you don't know what your routine is. And it has to be realistic, meaning that it has to be based on the way your life is run, the way you operate. So let's say you want to create a morning routine to get yourself out of the door to get to work. If you put in 2 hours worth of stuff into your routine and you've only got 45 minutes, stress is going to happen. You've got to cut down that routine to the things that are the most important. And be yourself. Don't try to be somebody else, not your best friend or your neighbor, your mother, even. Um, don't give in to all the shoulds. I should do all of these things. I should have this in my house. I read this book and they said I should do this. Be you. That is going to be the most important piece. And then you adjust as you need, because sometimes what you think was going to work doesn't always work. And when you have that routine, that nice, simple, clear, realistic routine for whatever it is, you always know where to find things. You always know what you're going to do next. And that's what you fall back on when things get tough, when you get sick, you know, and you can't do all the things you would normally do. And then you feel better. And then suddenly everything's nuts around you. You fall back on your routines, or some other disruption happens in life. So create your routines.
And I wanted to piggyback off of something you said about the time. And
Mm.
I try to share with people about time because I tell them sometimes our calendars get as cluttered and as full as our closets. And you think you may have so many hours left after you've done your work and walked the dog and did the homework with the kids. And then you're trying to squeeze a 2 hour project and really you only have energy maybe for 30 minutes.
Yes.
So I like the way you said, really look at how much time you have. And also,
Mm-hmm.
like you said, when you do create those systems, it's so much easier just to maintain things. It
Yeah.
makes it easier, especially when you have people in your home, the kids, your partner, your spouse, to find things. And I also think that helps with relationships too, because then people are not fussing over the simplest things. I can't find the whatever it is.
I always say the ketchup is the thing that told me I had things under control in my house, because over and over again, my husband would go to the refrigerator and say, I can't find the ketchup. And I would look at the refrigerator. I could look at it from across the room and I could see the ketchup right in front of his face, but he couldn't see it. And so now we have a nice bin in the fridge that has a label that says condiments on it. And our mustard, our ketchup, our mayo, all that sort of stuff goes in there. So he has not once had to ask me where the ketchup is, which tells me I have a good system for the refrigerator.
Yay. Hey, and that's a wonderful system you can just share with all probably the couples across the country and around the world. Just
Yep.
create a system that you both can live with. So, Kate, and all that you do, I mean, you coach people, you work with people in decluttering, you are a wife and you've got, your wonderful little cat to take care of. So how do you like manage it all and organize it? What do you do just to kind of keep yourself on track?
I take breaks. That is that is one of the biggest lessons I have learned, and I sometimes have to learn it over and over again. Whether it's taking a break just in the middle of my day or in the evening, or taking a day off. Once a month I actually take one day off from work, and that helps me to just kind of stay on track, keep my energy up. I take vacations, and they don't have to be big fancy vacations, but I take that time away. And to leave the house where all the bills are and all the expectations and everything are, it helps me clear my mind. So for me, it's really about giving myself those breaks and knowing what my energetic limits are. You noted energy just a moment ago, and it's something we lie to ourselves about all the time. Yes, of course, I have enough energy to do da, 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 da. And then you're fried and you can't do anything. So giving myself those breaks, paying attention to what my energetic limits are, not lying to myself and saying I've got more energy for a project or an interaction than I do. That's what keeps me grounded and on track.
And I love what you shared about the vacations because last year, last September, well, I should say September 2020, I took I just needed a 10-day staycation. I just needed a
Sure.
break because I wasn't traveling. So I said, but what I did, I consciously made sure that I scheduled something each and every day that got me out the house. And like you, I did little things. I maybe
Mhm.
had taken a walk in a certain neighborhood, maybe go, just sit at a park and do all of these things. And like you said, it just really rejuvenates you. And also, I too pay attention to my energy because sometimes you
Mhm.
think, oh, yeah, I can work till midnight. I mean, I'm home, I'm working from home. Sure, I can work till midnight. But then your body tells you, no, I can't. So that is good. That is good. Thank you so much, Kate. So, Kate, how can the listeners connect with you?
A handful of ways. You can go to my website, which is soulfulspacecoaching.com. You can email me directly at kate@soulfulspacecoaching.com. And then I'm also on Instagram, Facebook at soulfulspace.coaching. You can even hunt me down on Pinterest and LinkedIn if you really want to. I'm flipping all over the place.
And of course, listeners, I will have a direct link to Kate's website on the show page so you can contact her and connect with her directly. Kate, thank you so much for your time.
Oh, thank you so much, Janet. This was absolutely lovely.
Okay, I want you to either post it in the social media link or either send me a voicemail, which you can do in this platform. I want to know what nuggets you walked away with from that interview and my conversation with Kate Evans, okay? Because I know I took a lot of notes. And one of the things I'm learning about myself is that now when I do these interviews, I need, in addition to, of course, I always have a list of questions I want to ask, but I need a bigger space for all the nuggets that my guests drop. Wow, she just dropped so many. So I hope you do visit her website. So now I want to transition to Taylor's tip time, just for some quick organizing tips. Number one, organize your seasonal clothes. Now, depending on where you are, the season could be changing and then it could be going back to the previous season, but just organize those seasonal clothes and kind of donate those that you no longer want to wear. Making sure you organize your devices so that you can find your chargers the first time you look. Making sure those emergency supplies are organized. That means those batteries, of course, again, the chargers, making sure that you have, your water supply, etc. Organize drawers with items regularly needed. Now, of course, we're in a season where you're going to need the scissors, you're going to need the tape, you may even need a pen. So organize those items and check schedules regularly. Check those calendars regularly to make sure that, everybody knows where so and so is going to get picked up, if somebody's got to work late, if somebody's got some type of activity, making sure that everybody knows how everybody's doing, where everybody's going, so you can kind of make sure that you stay on top of schedules and you stay on top of to-dos. So, are you ready to live an organized life? Well, try a virtual session with me. Have you been working on getting organized and feel that you need someone to guide you from start to finish by providing you with details needed to clear the clutter and get organized? Let's talk so I can share how you can get back on track and get organized with my virtual sessions. Go to my contact page and schedule a free 15-minute session. We offer a variety of virtual coaching plans to meet your needs. Or maybe you're just feeling overwhelmed, like you can't manage work, business, life. Let me help you. I work with clients so they can manage their time to get things done without feeling stressed and burnt out. So create a life so you can have time to do all that you want to do without feeling overwhelmed. So just make sure you click the link on the show page. Well, of course, I want to thank you. I want to just thank you because you truly, truly have just touched me with. I've been reading some of your reviews, and in the new year, I'm going to be sharing them. But I just love your feedback. I truly appreciate it. So I just want to again thank you for following me on social media, for your likes, your retweets, your sharing. Please continue to follow me on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. And of course, I have a Pinterest page as well. And check out Home Organizing, clutter busting, organizing hacks, and of course some holiday organizing, because I have boards for all of those. And please like and share, and don't forget to check out my YouTube channel as well. And of course, if you're thinking of getting organized, and specifically your life, don't get overwhelmed. Join my Facebook group, Living Life Totally Organized. It's a community of women supporting each other on their journey to living life that is totally organized. I love the group because there are women who are just on there just so they can have accountability, where they post a before. They say, Janet, this is what I'm going to do. It's Saturday. I'm going to work on this. They post after. Some women, send things directly to me, and, I respect their need to be private. And so then once they share it, then I will share my strategies on Facebook. I'm doing live Q&As once a month. So I love the community because it's women supporting each other. Some women, they have a creative way of organizing something and they share it. And then the other members appreciate it. So it's a great community. Well, do you know what time it is? It's Toss It Tuesday. And today, it's time to donate and toss the seasonal decorations that you no longer use. There may be a wreath, there may be a little tree, there may be a figurine that you've used, but you're like, this doesn't fit my taste in decor anymore. Donate it. Somebody else would appreciate it. My app suggestion this week is Unroll Me app. It's unroll.me. And basically it hooks into your email service, finds the promotional mail you've subscribed to, and lets you unsubscribe with ease. That's all it does. It's unroll.me. It's a wonderful app. I've used it. Again, it just kind of connects with your email service, finds all those promotional emails you subscribe to, and lets you unsubscribe with ease. My product suggestion this week is woven storage box. They're cube baskets or bins. You can use them in a drawer, in a closet, and a shelf. It's a great way to contain things in your home and your life. And of course, check out my repurpose board on Pinterest to share with, it's ways you can repurpose things in your home and your life. And my book selection for this week is The Sentimental Person's Guide to Decluttering. Conquer your clutter without losing your nostalgic memories. Again, The Sentimental Person's Guide to Decluttering. Conquer your clutter without losing your nostalgic memories. And of course, my quote for this week, if you don't love it or use it, it's clutter. I repeat, if you don't love it or use it, it's clutter. Well, of course, I want to thank you for listening, and be sure to share this podcast with your family, your friends, and on your social media network. Again, let me know if you enjoy listening to this podcast by leaving a review, and be sure to visit my website at janetmtaylor.com. Until next time, you have a clutter-free day, and most of all, you have an organized week. Organization is a quintessential element of a clutter-free life. Join me as we take this journey together. Along the way, we will find the necessary answers to your organizing dilemmas. My name is Janet M. Taylor, and you are listening to Got Clutter, Get Organized.